Welcome back to Avocation X. Just to let you know, I have now landed on, of course, Thick Wood Road. And this is in Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. I've just made the journey. There was absolutely no ability to rent a space for tenting. You had to be an RV and a season holder, a season pass holder or renter or whatever you want to call it. And only RVs were allowed into the spots. So I had to do the hotels as you saw in the past videos. But I really did want to do the tenting, which I will get to do one of these days. So, I've arrived, safe and sound, but I can tell you, as you can see me outfitted here, I did not come properly prepared. I just got my last tank of gas, so I'm ready now for my next trip after I leave here. Always be prepared when leaving on a motorcycle trip. I rushed it. It was a last minute decision. I brought my wrong jacket. I didn't have as many layers as I needed. And I was iced over. For 3 days straight, I was iced on many occasions. Like, I honestly felt like there was a possibility for frostbite after hours of riding in this type of weather. Now, when you're coming to a place like Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, a lot of the highways have no shoulders that a motorcycle can stop on. They're usually sand and they're slanted towards the ditch. So I didn't have a choice but to keep on going. Regardless of how tired the cold makes you, it really zaps your strength and energy. But I continued on because I had no choice. Also, hang on a second. Sorry about this. I guess I should have done this before. There's also another factor. If you're stuck on the side of the road, you could wake up, find yourself in good company. Like perhaps a bear, moose sniffing around, or something of the sort. Who knows? Maybe you'd be really lucky and you have a wolverine come and take a piece out of you. But so far so good. No chunks are missing other than those that the mosquitoes and black flies and all those other things took from me. Other than that, I'm in good spirits and good health because I never give up and I never give in. And this is why I arrive still with a smile on my face, regardless of the hardships, because I think that's all part of the adventure. Now, on the trip back, I'm going to try to be a little smarter, but I think I'm going to have a GoPro, perhaps, and I'll be able to get you some of the amazing shots. I saw in this last couple of stretches about minimum 4 bears, and I must be wrong on the weight of the first bear because all the other bears seem to be the same size. So they're probably like 350 pounds each, or maybe 400, somewhere in there. They're black bears. So that's what I saw. And scores and scores of deer, including last night when it finally became pitch black. I have a great story for you. As you see me here, I pulled over on the side of the road way back on the trip, and I started to change into this gear. This elderly man with gray hair like mine, only he was probably half my size. Super nice guy. I hope one of these days he gets to see this video and realizes that he really made my trip. He came walking across the street, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I was parked in a bad spot or something was going on. And he proceeded to ask me how far I was going and whether I was going north. And I said, well, I'm going northwest. And I told him Fort McMurray was my destination. And he said, don't go north. I said, why? He said, I do this stretch twice a day or 2 times a week, twice a day. And he said, there's always bear and deer all over the roads. He said, so I'm telling you, don't go north. Not at night on a motorcycle. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be as careful as possible. And I said, as long as I don't get groggy, I will hopefully be safe. He said, well, please just be very, very careful. And I told him I was probably going to fill up just in case there were no gas stations down the road. He goes, wait a second, do you have room to take a gas can? I got a gas can I can give you if you can fit it in your saddlebag. I was so tickled by this guy. He was so helpful. He was so incredible. Like, he was probably relaxing in his home watching TV or something, got up, put on his shoes and his hat, came on over to make my week. I love Canadian people. I love Canadian people. Don't get me wrong, I love people from all over the world, but the Canadian people, they're just a different breed. It's not all about sorry, sorry, sorry. I think sorry is sincere when it comes out of a Canadian. If I sneak into a store before you do, and I notice that you were probably there just a second before me, I'm apologetic because I am sorry. Because I feel like I'm a heel. Like I've just circumvented your progress, even if it's by a second. So don't take it wrong when people say, oh, Canadians, they all apologetic, blah, blah, blah. And never mistake our kindness for being a weakness. I'll do a video on my early days and my training days and my security days a little later on in this thing. But I still hope I remain humble and decent to every single person I meet. And if anybody refutes that, please bring it to me. And I will apologize and it will be sincere, because I don't like to take advantage of anybody. I'll just tell you, my nickname used to be the Bully Killer. And not that I killed them, but that was the nickname. He's the Bully Killer. So, anyways, back to our adventure. So, I guess you could say 1/3 of this adventure is down. After this, it'll be heading south, Alberta, and then the trip back across, going east again. Let me add this story to your day. In my family, we suffered a massive loss, a really massive loss. And apparently, some in my family believe that when they find a dime, it is a communication from that loss, that person we lost. And I mean, everybody takes these things with a grain of salt, of course. But with the hardships that I was going through on this journey, I pulled in at a truck pull-off, and I grabbed a snack out of my bag and whatever, and all of a sudden, what did I see right at my feet? A dime. No other change, just a dime. So I looked up and I went, wow, is that ever something? And I'm going to try to show you this right now, because this entire morning I have been escorted by this one phenomenon that I've never seen before, and it's been with me all morning and it is still here. I hope you can see this on the video. I'm not sure if you can see it because we're looking into the sun. And if you look into the sun, there is an absolute circular rainbow that goes all the way around the sun. It doesn't end in one part of the world and over in another part of the world. It is a complete circle around the sun. I've never seen that before, and it has followed me this entire morning while I was iced over and freezing cold and groggy from the loss of heat and burning energy trying to get that heat going by flexing and getting off and kind of doing some exercises and calisthenics and doing squats while I was riding on the bike just to keep the blood flowing so I could stay as warm as I possibly could so I didn't succumb to it on the way. So that was an amazing, amazing thing that happened. It's never happened to me before. It happened today. The dime and the circular rainbow that is still there. As a matter of fact, I have to make a phone call and have some people come out of their house and take a look at it. So, all you beautiful thinking people, think about that for a while. What an adventure this is turning out to be. So, until the next part of this venture, I've got more to come. Oh, and I can see I'm getting a tan already from this. I was wearing just the small cap for most of the journey until last night. So yeah, it's a one-piece suit, complete right to the ground. Right? So I did 2 days in the rain without it, with jeans on and everything else, soaked to the bone and icy cold, and I decided that's not going to happen again. Besides, I needed this for a third layer just to keep me warmer. Anyway, signing off. Thank you for spending time with us here, and we'll look forward to seeing you again and again and again, and look forward to giving you more details about this venture. The animals really put a lot of smiles on my face, because I always, always love to see nature just doing its thing. So, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, do your best to stay happy, no matter the circumstances. And do your research. Do not forfeit your power. Talk to you next time. Thank you again.